According to Wikipedia, the Pong game was developed and published by Atari in 1972. I will try to recreate this game using JavaScript and a little bit of HTML and CSS. The project will be split into two files, an HTML file with internal CSS and external JavaScript file. Let's start with HTML. The script element's stat tag contains two attributes. Source attribute with value ponggame.js, that's a JavaScript file. Attribute defer specifies that the script will be executed after passing HTML. Body element. Assign one element with ID equal to container. The container has one child div element with an ID equal to the plain field. On the plain field are 6 div elements, 2 paddles, a ball, a center line, and 2 div elements to display the score. These 6 elements constitute all game, so to speak. Now to the internal CSS. Universal selector, select all elements. Margin 0, padding 0, box size and border box. Simplifies things and makes my life easy. ID selector container takes all viewport. The display flags property enables the flagbox layout mode. The next two lines place a single container child element in the center of the viewport. The background color will be dark gray. ID selector plain field. The CSS min function pick up minimal values from a list of comma-separated expressions. In this case, the list consists of two values, 90VW and 90VH. Cursor none disables cursor rendering within plain field. Paddle class selector. Take a look at lines 73 and 74. Both paddles belong to two classes, class paddle and either class left for player paddle or class right for computer paddle. In this way, we can save some effort styling them. These CSS properties will apply to both paddles. Next compound selector .paddle.right select only the right paddle and places it on the right side of the viewport. The ball is actually a square, placed in the top left corner. Center line ID selector. It's a net for our Pong game. To look it like a true net, a repeating linear gradient CSS function is implemented. In line 54, we position it in the center. Class score selector. Here we style the div element where the game score will be displayed. Font family. I tried to pick most Stone Age computer font, since the release date of Pong Game is year 1972. .score.left and .score.right, we position these divs on left and right respectively. Seems that's all for HTML. To the JavaScript. Here's a bunch of variables. We use them along the way to change the position of respective elements inside the plain field element. What is notable here is that we use a polar coordinate system only for the ball element. That's why we declare two variables, ball velocity and ball dir angle, for this polar coordinate system. Ball left 0, ball top 0 will correspond to the ball element CSS top and left properties. Interval ID is used to pause and resume game. Velocity increase factor. By this factor, ball velocity will be multiplied each time ball element bounces off the paddle, to add some challenges. Events. Mouse move event. We use this event to control the player's paddle when the mouse cursor is moving inside the field. What clip function do? This function takes three arguments, variable x and min and max values, and return the passed variable, keeping it between these min and max values. We needed to keep the paddle inside field element in the topmost and bottommost positions. Key down event check if the space key is pressed, and if space is pressed, it triggers the set interval window method, effectively pausing and restarting the game on the fly. Logic section. function update will be the callback function of the setInterval method. All animation is calculated here. Firstly, we increment the both horizontal and vertical position. Sin and cos mass functions are needed to translate from the ball polar coordinate system to the Cartesian system. Next, if statement implements a bouncing ball of top border. Line 31 implements the angle of reflection is equal to the angle of incidence in polar coordinate system logic. If you are unfamiliar with this math, I advise to Google this topic to get a full understanding of how it works. Next if does the same thing for the bottom field border. If in line 37 calls the function isBallHitPaddle, passing argument paddle left elm. It's time to take a look at this function. isBallHitPaddle accept one argument. IsPaddle element will be either left or right paddle. Element getBounding clientRect method returns an object providing information about the size and position of an element. In the next 4 lines, collision detections between two rectangles is implemented. And if paddle element and ball element interlap, function returns true, false otherwise. Back to the if statement on line 37. If the ball hits the paddle, ball is bounce off the paddle, and its speed is multiplied by velocity increase factor. In line 47, check if the ball hits the left border of the playing field, and if it does, the computer score increases by 1. The same logic for the right border, except this time the player score increased. Line 55 and 56, ball elem properties left and top updated. And the last thing that needs to be done, implement the AI for the computer player. All this AI is just one line of code. A computer paddle simply follows the ball's vertical position. Launch ball function has one argument. In computer science is called a unary function. It shoots the ball in the past direction. Function clip is basic. Keep the past value x between min and max values. When the page in the browser reloaded, we launch the ball to the left side and set interval with 20 milliseconds and callback function update. That's all for now.